Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, and how are all my lovelies, my royalty? Let's get that nice, hot, steaming, scorching hot tea. Petty tea, of course. And if you like it cold, just hold the ice. Wow, okay. I'm going to be doing a lot of catching up with part twos. It's just because I know there's been a few times where I record an episode and then literally later that day, another story that proves my case happens after I record. And so then I put a part one in it because I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to talk about this. But then with these politics, something happens and it's just like, really, really, dog, come on, like, orange guy, really? Mm. And then the Epstein, and then being a black woman with a disability, I want to share my perspectives about being black, a woman, disabled, a black woman, a woman with a disability, and it's just all of everything in between. And one story after another, because even disability wise, it like who the BAFTA and like a few months ago I wanted to talk about the uh oh dang, now I'm the NSYNC guy who went solo. It's like people were complaining about his show. I can't believe that now, like, he dated Britney Spears, so I don't know why I can't. Normally I have his name right on the tip of my tongue, and now it's just disappeared or whatever. But you know who I'm talking about. Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, yeah. See, it was on there. It was on the tip. But anyway, it's like people were complaining about his performance in the show, and now to find out he has a disability. And then it kind of reminded me of the Black Panther star when people start putting him down, teasing and mocking him, find out he was diagnosed with cancer. And then we have the one guy from the 90s show who just passed away from cancer. And it's just, and then also the California governor is like he try to relate to a crowd of African American people and mentioning like his score and also his disability, but some people took it the wrong way. Some people took it the right way. Some people took it the wrong way. And so now I'm going to try to combine that, but I'm probably going to need more than one episode. And I'm probably going to need, yeah, it's like something else is probably going to come up. So, but yeah, all of that together, it's it brings up a lot of complicated issues within the disability community, and also of representation, and how disability spans so far and wide, and how the research is lacking. So yes, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about all of that. But I know I've been talking on and off a lot about women and love, self love, and things. And so I'm going to be doing some of the catch up of the part twos because, again, sometimes the day that I record, something else happens. So I put a one, and one of them is with the women's hockey game and the Olympics and the disrespect and jokes. Men love dogging on women, especially black women. Especially black women. Check out my Patreon because I got receipts. Of course, I've got receipts because, yeah, everybody loves, especially like, okay, white women love dogging on us too. Okay, but that only hurt if you're one of them. That only hurt if you're one of them. Because, yeah, I say there's colonizers, and then we have the Underground Railroad types. Yeah, the Beckys are like, not, they're the kind of like, but, you still have time to change, but, yeah, yeah. Okay, so with the whole hockey thing, I talked about how the team still has invites for other opportunities and things, but it's just frustrating how with being a woman, we're always thought of having to like get, I don't want to say the leftovers because the opportunities they were offered sounds more fun than hanging out with the orange guy at the White House. And part of me is like, it's like if the next Democrat president is like, if they could be like, you know what? Okay, now come on over, ladies. And oh my gosh, if the next first lady Democrat, hopefully, if she could be like, you know what, ladies, let's have a sleepover at the White House. And, they can have chicken and waffles in the morning, or they can, like, just, I don't know, just something that is an experience of a lifetime. So, I don't know. I just feel like they they got laughed at and teased even though they were the winners, even though they had so much talent. And then speaking of the Miss Universe pageant, a room full of beautiful, talented, well-spoken young ladies. And the way that they were dogged because like they're like, I mean, I'm glad that guy got fired too. He deserved to. But that shows how some men think about women. Like some men will work for a pageant, but they don't think much of us. They want to take advantage of our beauty. They want to take advantage of being seen with us and of being around us. But, and yeah, okay, I'm older now, so it's like, okay, when I say us, I just mean as women. But yeah, it's like I know, yeah, I'm not, the pageant, it's like okay, so now it would be more Gen Z and, like the kid pageants for, Gen A and stuff like that. But the the disrespect, and then also even finding with the Epstein trials so many leaks within the pageant industry. And to me it just shows more as a whole how the you can take advantage of the opportunities through pageants, but then there's so much toxicity within the ownership, and some are starting pageants for the wrong reasons, but they get to hide it behind a wall of, look, you get scholarships, looks, you get jobs, looks, you're going to get either modeling or opportunities, but be quiet, hush up, stay skinny. Because there was even that one video from years and years ago when there was one of the ladies who won, and either I, the orange guy was interviewing with her, but he wanted to make sure that she knew he noticed that she gained some weight. And it's like the way he just kind of stuck it to her, that he just knew she gained the weight. But it's really interesting because when I hear some of these pastors, even they're talking about marriage and women, and they're saying that women needs to like keep their weight or lose the weight after the baby, and or if they don't, they're gonna leave them, or they're not gonna love them, or they're not gonna be attracted to them. But then some of the pastors that are saying this, mm, they remind me of Santa, but in all the wrong ways. Take out the jolly, take out the happiness, take out the presents, take out the remembering of anything of significance about her. Yeah, yeah. And so, but I hear that a lot from especially the pastors, and that's one reason why I've like within, I still say I'm Christian, but I've stepped back because a lot of it is such like the patriarchy and just the way they degrade women, but especially with the whole submissive. But then, oh, you want to stay pretty, you want to look good, but then they don't look like they're allowed to look a hot mess. They're allowed to look a hot mess. But then with the pageant women, like a woman spoke up and defended herself, the way she was treated, and even looking at some of the posts on social media, some of the men were like, she should have just shut her mouth. She's not gonna win now. When you don't behave. Do you know how many dating profiles I found where men are like, I want a woman that behaves? It's in some of the episodes and it's on Patreon. Some of these men, they just want a woman that behaves. They want our beauty, but they don't want our voice. It's like they want our youthful beauty, but they don't want our mature beauty, because I feel like over time, once you mature, hopefully, and I say hopefully because I know there's some older bigots out here who never matured enough to understand and embrace empathy, sympathy, compassion, and love for other people that are outside of their demographic and stuff. Can I get an amen? But anyway, it's just through life, hopefully your mind becomes more beautiful. Hopefully you're able to expand your mind so that it's like, yes, it's like gray hairs are going to start happening. Yes, it's like you might get, some of the aging features on your face or body. Oh, and moisturize, guys, moisture, because yeah, I said there's a lot of men out there that are younger than me that have asked me out on dates and stuff, and it's like, how come they're I'm just like, yeah, you need to moisturize, because I see some. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. You're in your younger mid 30s. How come? How come? Mm, mm. I got questions. I have so many questions. So, but anyway, and it just kind of makes me think of the hockey team, and even when the soccer team played, when the soccer team were protesting and sharing their voice. I believe it was like during the Black Lives Matter and stuff time. People were saying, "I hope you lose," because they're opening their mouth and saying their opinion and things. And now you have a female hockey team that made history, broke records, and won gold. But instead of being celebrated, oh, and the male hockey team got invited to the speech, which, I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to go anyway, especially after he was like, "Oh, I would be obligated. Oh, they would impeach me if I don't." I would never. But yeah, he invited the men. Yeah, he. But then it's like there's a lot of other gym like Olympic stars that won gold, that broke records. The figure skater. Oh, he was I watched it a couple times, especially like last night. I was like, oh, because I heard about him and I'm like, okay, let me look him up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is stunning. It's amazing. It's like the talent, the skill, the beauty. But I wonder, since it's not a red pill or stereotypical masculine sport, if that's one reason why maybe he wasn't invited. Because I feel, and I hope conservative women, but a lot of the conservative women are probably celebrating this, which is like, in my opinion, absolutely awful and disgusting. Because a lot of these women are like, oh, I want to take away our vote. I vote to cancel out your vote. And it's just, while they say that, so you don't want women to be able to show their skills and or their talents and or their voice. It's like a lot of conservative women are showing more about how they agree, they just want us all to just sit down and shut up and be pretty, or try to be pretty, because yes, but yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder or whatever. And I know I'm not all that or whatever, but I mean, well, I mean, actually, maybe I shouldn't say that, because I know a lot of men have said that because I would never date them. And yeah, a lot of men, is like, especially the men who don't meet my education or my investing standards, or like much of any of the, like, especially the political, oh my gosh, political standards. That's when they want to say that I'm ugly and stuck up and everything like that, because I speak up, because I say my opinion, because I know the type of person I want. But men just want me to shut up and settle with who they want me to be with. And especially since I'm older, they tell me I don't have a right to have standards. There was this one fitness guy that used to do lives on Meet Me, but I don't know what happened. I think a woman told him that she just wanted to be his friend, and like after that, he stopped doing his fitness show, and it's like everyone was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And he just started being a troll. It's like whenever someone would even come into his live, because he would just be in like a dark room or whatever, and if someone came in, he would look at their profile and be like, dang, you're ugly, oh look, you're missing this or that, or oh, like you're tacky and you're poor, and he like it was, yeah. And I didn't know this yet. It's like someone told me after I went to his room, because I just went by to say, yeah, it's been a long time, how you been? And next thing I know, he's like, oh, it's like you wasted so much time getting education. That was stupid of you. You're a woman. Women shouldn't get education. Women should not like try to do things that like that men should be doing. It's like that's not what you were made for. Sounding like a lot of these Christian men, but anyway, or conservative men. Well, Christian and conservative, I thought, so, sometimes they're in the same room, but it's just to the point where we're when how or when are women going to be taken seriously or looked at as more than just beautiful, the beautiful gender that makes other humans, like that one pastor said? When are we going to be able to get past that? Because we have brains, but they want us to act like we don't. They don't want us to say our opinion. They don't want. It's like, yeah, because my pastor like, we don't want arguments. Don't argue with him. Just do as he said. No, I'm not a pet. And then also, if if in the Christian, philosophy in the Bible, whatever, if women are just supposed to be submissive and things, how come we mature faster? How come our brains are more like developed and more mature in most cases? There's some Beckys out there that are very immature and just evil, vile, awful, in my opinion, of course. In my opinion, but yeah, yeah. So there are, some, yeah, some that are kind of outside the box, but at the same time, how come women are known to mature faster and be more mature? And also they say that we're more emotional, but most men only know like either how to laugh or mock and be angry. And I feel like they say women are emotional because no, we're we're willing to cry, and like something where men, oh, you're a big boy, don't cry, men don't cry, boys don't cry, like shut up. And we're willing to be have more empathy and sympathy, and just like the Inside Out movie, it's like there's all of these emotions and the combinations of emotions, and it's like sadness happy, anger happy. It's like, because especially when death hits, the combination of emotions, the time of saying goodbye and breaking up, the mixture of emotions. But and yes, it's like, and I think that's one reason why when there is a breakup and stuff, women are able to get over it so much quicker, so much faster, and they even have their glow up because we're able to get through the emotions a lot better. We're more stable within the emotions because we're not scared to, like at the beginning of the breakup, we'll do the crying and the anger, and we'll just go on and get through it. A lot of men are either incapable, or they feel like it's not being a man or masculine, and so they stay at that wall for so long, and some of them never get over it. And instead of getting over it, then they go on a spree of hurting other women. Since she hurt me, and it's like, since I don't know how to do it in a mature way, I'm gonna hurt them. I'm gonna hurt as many women as I can, and that's gonna make me a man. That's gonna make me feel good. That's gonna make, yeah. But then men care so much about the body count and so much about the beauty, the outward beauty of a woman. But then they get mad when years down the line, after they get married, the woman wants to file for divorce because it's like you, especially if you only married her for her beauty, the outward beauty, but you didn't take the time to understand her inner and her mind, her thoughts, or her opinions. So then the marriage ends up like, especially if you follow my pastor's advice, whatever, and the man keeps doing things that the woman is against, or she's trying to voice her opinion, but he keeps telling her, I'm the head of this household, I'm the man, I'm the masculine one, look at the patriarchy, look at the Bible says this and that, or whatever, whatever. But then some men get mad or frustrated or shocked when the woman is the one that wants to leave. That's not always the reason, though, because yeah, there's the Beckys, but it's I just kind of find it shocking sometimes when I'm talking to both parties of the relationship, or when people on YouTube talk about their breakup or their marriage, and just how it either fell apart or how one of them lied in order to start the relationship, and or how it's like well, kind of a lie, but when one of the partners are just like, they have an idea and they're like, oh, let's do this within our relationship, but then all of a sudden you find out it's twisted and turned to something that it wasn't supposed to be in the first place. But during that time, a lot of times it's like the the person, well, the man has the control. So I don't know. I'm just, and yes, is it coming out a little bit slower? Yes, because I know it's complicated. Relationships, dating, and marriage is complicated. And I love how in one of the videos with Kiki Palmer, she talks about how she wants to live on her own. It's like he can come to my house and I can, sleep on, I can lay my head on his couch or whatever. But it's like at best, if we have our own house, we'll have our own bedrooms and things. I understand that. I don't know. It's like it depends on if I the relationship I have with the man that if I marry. I don't know. It's like, cause yeah, just the toxicity I've had in my relationships. I'm like, ooh, could I? No, don't know about that. But you never know. You never know. But there was a time where I was like, yeah, it's like if I date, I don't want to live with a guy, because especially even with Mr. No Heart, I found out about what he was trying to do later on or after the breakup, because I was suspicious of it, but part of me was just like, since he's disappointed me in almost every single fraction of our relationship, maybe this is how he's trying to cheer me on. But no, he was only trying to cheer me on because he wanted to live in that house with me. I think he thought that he was going to live in that house with me when I've already learned, like, especially when we first started dating, he told me, oh no, you're not going to live here. You're not going to be a roommate. It's like, because I'm not going to be your Prince Charming. I'm not going to be your white knight and all this other stuff. He didn't understand. No, oh no, I'm not going to be your white knight either. I ended up saving him and helping him a lot. So I guess in some, it's like without knowing, because I thought like he owes me money. I'll never stop saying that because he owes me money. He made a lot of promises. But if he ever listens to this episode, you owe me so much. and your immaturity and your hate of a woman being outside of the quote unquote beauty, on the quote unquote physical beauty. Like, I, some men like him, they're looking for the liberal woman to in order to turn conservative, because and the thing is, he is like, he's never said that he's conservative, so I have to say in my opinion, but throughout the dating, like some of the liberal things that he would say all of a sudden started changing, started twisting. And then when his mom would say conservative things, he would not talk back, speak back, but instead tell me that I had to be quiet. And see, he doesn't even know. Like, I knew I was gonna end that relationship. It's like, it was prior to that, but that was like a strike 20 of, oh yeah, when my family tells you conservative or political things, you need to just be quiet, don't bring up politics, don't start. Because every time they started politics, I ended politics with facts, with receipts, to the point where, yeah, they couldn't contest me. So then he said I wasn't allowed. Little boy, don't tell me what I'm allowed. But then he would get mad when I said I'm never going to their house again. But then he would try to tell me, oh, yeah, once the youngest daughter graduates from high school, you're moving up with me to a city that, Lake City, Michigan. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh, it's like, it feels like a, yeah, it feels very racist. It feels extremely racist. Yeah, it's like, if you're black or a person of color, I just say don't go alone. Don't go alone if you're ever going to go in that area. Don't. Yeah, I highly don't recommend going alone. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, and he knows how his city is, and even with the beauty of my culture and my voice and my opinions, it's like the more he wanted to take it away, the more he wanted me to be quiet. And he kept showing himself. And a lot of men do this. And once I broke up with him and I was back on the dating world, and I realized, like, Mr. No Heart and Mr. Lockakey helped me realize the type of man I will never tolerate again. And so it's like showing my expectations of equality and my voice, my opinions, and the my inward beauty, not just outward, because all of that is important within a relationship. So many men only want you to be a good girl, be obedient, be pretty, clean their house and cook dinner. I'm not that type of woman. And would I like to live with, like, once I'm in a great relationship, as long as I can trust him. Because some of these men, oh, never. I would have to trust him. And a lot of these men out here don't realize that one reason that they are single and they are going to stay single is because we don't trust them. If we chose the bear over the man, that's a hint. Because some of these guys, they only want to date us so that we will cook, clean, do their laundry, take care of them emotionally, physically, and or help make their children, then take care of their children, but then they want to call it babysitting once they're with their children. And there's so much more with this topic, but it's so complicated. So complicated. Because we can win at getting a husband, but does that mean we're going to be happy? We can win at getting a job and career, but while we do that, a lot of men lose interest in us because they don't want us to have goals. They don't want us to succeed. Many guys lost interest in me because they said they would never be man enough or be able to compete and things like that. The immaturity and the lack of emotions, the lack of empathy, sympathy, compassion, and things. It's pathetic. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.